here's how you can configure foreign key relationships in Fabricate. I have a blog post table and a users table, but there's no relationship between these two tables right now. So let's say I wanted to add a user ID foreign key to blog posts. To do that, click Add a Column. Let's give it a name, user ID. And if you type something ending with _ID, it'll automatically pick the foreign key generator. You could pick it yourself as well. And then you just need to make sure that the table and column are correct. So in this case, we're referencing users and the ID column. So it'll pick a random user ID for each blog post, but that may not be what we want. Maybe we want to control the specific cardinality between users and blog posts. Like let's say that we want to have every user create between 1 and 3 blog posts. To do that, we can open the settings and click this checkbox here, base the number of rows in this table on this foreign key relationship. So we just need to pick our minimum and maximum. In this case, we're using a normal or a uniform distribution. We could also use any of the other numeric distributions, but uniform is fine in this case. Now we're going to get randomly between 1 and 3 rows in this blog post table for each user ID. And you can see it does that as you go down the table. But what if we wanted to customize the distribution even further? Like let's say that we only want blog posts from users in the US and India, and we want twice as many from the US as we do from India. So let's go over to our users table. We have a country column here. What we need to do is add a column that is the specific number of blog posts to create for each user. So let's add that column, and let's use the SQL generator so that we can create criteria based on that country column. So I'll call it blog posts, use the SQL generator, and then let's use a case statement on country, and let's say when US, then let's generate a random number using fab random between, let's say, 3 and 6. When India, then fab random between, let's say, 1 and 3, and in all other cases, 0. So now this is going to be the number of blog posts that are generated for each user. And you can see if the country's India, then it's going to be a smaller number. If the country's US, then it's going to be a larger number. And for all of these other countries, it's going to be 0. So now we need to actually use this column. We can go over to blog posts. And if we change the settings for user ID, we can change the distribution to from column. And then we just need to pick that blog post column here and hit apply changes. And now it's using that blog post column to determine the row count for each key. But of course, it's sort of difficult to see where these users are coming from. And so let's add country as a column here, just so we can do a little debugging. So I'm going to use column from another table. We'll call it country. And we just need to pick the country column and the correct join criteria. So users.id needs to match blogpost.userid. And hit save and close. And now you can see the US shows up a lot more than India here, and there are no other countries represented. So we added these 2 extra columns, one to control cardinality and one for debugging purposes. We probably don't want them in the output when we export our database. So let's mark them both as hidden. We can do that just by clicking this box here, hide this column when exporting. And let's go back to users, and we can also hide this column as well. And now, if we were to go and export our database by clicking here, these columns just wouldn't appear, and we would only have our original schema. So that's how you can configure foreign key relationships in Fabricate and control their cardinality.